Now we have a 360 exclusive. We've been waiting for this now. Hour by hour, we've been piecing together a picture of the alleged gunman. Now, just moments ago, we received exclusive new video, surveillance video from a local convenience store in Killeen, Texas, outside Fort Hood. The time is 6:20 a.m. this morning. It shows Major Hasan dressed in traditional garb, apparently with a drink, like a hot drink. We don't know whether he was dressed this way normally or whether he was wearing traditional garb during the shooting. CNN producer Tracy Sabo helped obtain this video. She joins us now on the phone. Tracy, how do we know this is Major Hasan?
Well, Anderson, I spoke with the convenience store owner for several hours during the course of this evening, and through that time he explained to me that this was a regular customer of his. He knew him by first name. They spoke every so often when he would come in, depending on how busy he was. He called him Nidal. He also knew him by Major Hasan because some days when he came by in the mornings, he actually would be wearing his military fatigues, and those fatigues also had his name written on the pocket. He would sometimes come in a traditional robe, such as what you're seeing now. He also had been coming in at times in some medical, what we would traditionally call scrubs, some medical fashion. He also would come in at times dressed in his military fatigue. So it was kind of a combination, but typically always between 6 and 7 a.m. Central Time in the morning. He would stop by, he would get coffee. He said he would notice sometimes he would stop and look over the paper, which he did actually this morning as well. And sometimes they would have a few minutes to speak, and sometimes he was too busy, and,
so,
you know,
Tracy,
it would be a...
Tracy, this would have been, what, if this was 6:20, the shooting was, what, around 1-something local time? So this would have been 7 or so hours before, is that correct?
That is correct. And you will see within the video, depending on what part of the video you're seeing now on the screen, he seemed to be fairly relaxed. There are a couple times in the video where he can be seen smiling, having a transaction there at the counter. And he said there wasn't anything at all out of the ordinary with his interaction. And he was the one who interacted with him personally this morning. Nothing out of the ordinary in his demeanor.
Tracy,
However,
go ahead.
I was gonna mention that there was one exchange which really stuck out in his mind. Like I said, this is a regular customer, but about a week ago, he estimates it was, he came in and he seemed to want to talk. He knew that the store owner had been overseas and was also former military, and he expressed to him specifically that day he was worried about his upcoming deployment. And he expressed that he had a problem, I guess one would... judge it as a religious conflict, but as a fellow Muslim and someone of faith, he had a problem with having perhaps the opportunity in the future to have to shoot or kill or injure or fight fellow Muslims, and that was something that was weighing heavily on him, and the store owner spoke to him and to some extent tried to relay his fears, he said. That was his words, not mine, but that he told him there were bad guys over there too, in his words, and, you know, he had a job to do, and that was the extent of the conversation, and he went on and he saw him about a week later.
Tracy, I want to bring in Octavia Nasser, who also works with CNN, who spoke to the store owner in Arabic, and we did that just to see if there were any other details that in Arabic might come about through the conversation. Octavia joins us now on the phone as well. Octavia, what did the store owner say to you?
He said basically that he knew Major Nidal. He called him Major Nidal, and he came in every morning, almost every morning, except every now and then he'll skip a day or two, and he had coffee and hash browns every morning and read the newspaper. They had a few conversations every now and then. Basically, he said that he had told him that he's from Jordan, but he said his Arabic was not very good.
Wait, the store owner is from Jordan?
No, we're not identifying where the store owner is from or his name, but
Nidal said he was from Jordan?
The major, yeah, had told him that he's from Jordan, but he was born here. But the store owner says that the major's Arabic was not that good, that every time he tried to talk to him in Arabic, the major could not carry the conversation. So they spoke mostly in English. And they had conversations ranging from joking about marriage. He said that he did not wear a ring, and the store owner assumed that he was not married. And he joked a couple of times asking if the store owner knew of a good bride. He also said that he drove his Honda with a Virginia license to the store. This is how he came to the store every morning. And they chatted about different things. He talked about his deployment. He talked about where he was from, and also something that I thought was interesting. He said that he went to Friday prayer, and a few times he asked the store owner if he's going to Friday prayer, and the store owner would say, I'm too busy, or no, I'm not going. But he said he was a devout Muslim, and he went to Friday prayer every Friday that he saw him.
And is there a mosque in Killeen?
There is. As a matter of fact, I called the mosque this afternoon, and as soon as the story broke, and I got a voicemail. There was no one answering. They said, to leave a message, and I left a message for someone to call me back, but no one got back with me. But yeah, there is a mosque nearby, yes.
And Octavia, Tracy Sabia, the producer, had been saying that the store owner and he had a conversation about his deployment in which the major expressed concern and sort of philosophical or religious concern about being deployed and potentially having to be in a confrontation with another Muslim. Is that something that the store attendant talked to you about?
No, that did not come up really. Okay. The interesting thing that came up is the fact that the way he described how the major is very particular about the Friday prayer, that he went himself and he asked the owner, and it seemed to me from the conversation that the store owner was trying to distance himself from that. That's why he explained to me that he always gave excuses. So he always said, basically, I'm busy or something like that. He also said that they couldn't talk much because the major would come in during a very busy time for the store owner. He came in the morning, and he said that's a very, very busy time. Everybody is in for coffee. But he stressed the fact that he knew him by name, that he served him every time he came, and that he knew him. He was just one of the regulars there. He felt very comfortable coming in, chatting around, sitting around, reading the newspaper. And he said this morning he saw him. They didn't have much of a conversation, but he told me that he looked fine. He looked very normal. So when he heard the news, he said he was shocked. He could not believe it. And as a matter of fact, Anderson, he said as soon as he heard his name, he knew who they're talking about. He said, of course, it's not such a large town. It is a military town. And he said he knew him as Major Nidal, and that was the name that was used, and Major. And he said, of course, how many Major Nidals are there? And he went straight back to look at his videos, and as soon as he saw the pictures flashed on TV screens, he said he compared them, and he was shocked because he said he saw him in the morning, and he looked fine. He looked normal. Nothing seemed to be wrong with the man.
Tracy Sabo is also their CNN producer who helped us obtain this video. Tracy, do we know if he was wearing his traditional garb on the base? We don't know at the time of the shooting. We assume he was in uniform.
We do not know. He left the store about 6:30 a.m., and obviously there was quite a bit of time there that transpired in between. So where he went after he left the store, all I saw on the video was him pulling away in his silver Honda, and that's the last we know.
Octavia Nasser, what he is wearing, is that traditional for Jordan or somebody who had spent time in Jordan? I mean, I think it looks pretty like outfits I've seen in Jordan.
Yeah, that's traditional Muslim, really. The dress and the head cap. So it's basically Muslim. It's not necessarily. So you would see people in Jordan, yes, wearing this. It's just a comfortable dress. Basically, underneath the robe that you're seeing there would be pants, comfortable pants. And the head cap. So it's not really a look that you would see around here in the U.S. Often. So I personally find it a little bit unusual to see someone in a convenience store with this kind of Muslim garb. Now, it could be that, this is from today, so it's not a day of prayer. Tomorrow is the day of prayer, Friday. So it is a bit unusual, I find, for him to be wearing this, except if this is his casual wear, and he's going there in the morning to get his coffee. And from the store owner, we learned that he went in there very comfortable, sometimes in sweats, sometimes in his workout clothes, and sometimes in this garb.
Octavia, is it possible that, some people pray every day or even pray 5 times a day, and some people would just go on a Friday. Is it possible that he went every day?
Of course, it is possible. Yes, absolutely. That is possible. From my conversation with the store owner, it seemed to me that Friday was an important day of prayer for him. That's the only day that the store owner mentioned as where he would get the question, are you going to Friday prayer? But yeah, that is possible, Anderson. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. We're going to thank you. Leave it here. Again, this is the first time we're seeing this video. Octavia Nasser, thank you very much for all your reporting throughout this day.